Right. Gav said that Otto might know something.
Cole said it was an army of a cash.
How are we supposed to do our duty when the hills are...
Clive? But if you're here, where the hell is everyone else?
They're all right. But it's a long story.
You lot don't do things by halves, do you? Well, at least everyone's still breathing. Now, as for these writings, I'm sorry to say, Clive, but if you had those, you'd be...
Sitting under a pile of rubble, I know.
But we were able to save a few bits and pieces from the ruins, most of which ended up being used to build this place. The more personal items we gave to the next of kin. In the case of Sid's things, that would have been mid.
Then I'll check the workshop. Good girl. Run like the wind. Chocobo I've ever seen. Something tells me it won't be easily broken.
Enough! Poor beast.
Cole said it was an army of Ffxvi.
How are we supposed to do our duty in the hills?
If Amber and the Lazarus are gone, do you think Mid's ship will ever sail?
This looks like it's from Sid's old diary. But you'll already have read it. I'd better keep looking.
I know this is your hideaway.
What do we have here? Oh. Sid's pipes.
We've had no word from Canva for days. Please tell me Mid is all right.
I remember seeing this doll in Sid's cellar. I wonder if it was Mid's. Huh. What's this tucked inside it? Sid's best invention. Huh. That sounds promising. So Sid hid something in Mid's first opus. But what would that be? Perhaps Otto might know. Well, did you find anything? Possibly. You wouldn't happen to know what Mid's first opus was? Opus? That girl's as tone-deaf as a banshee. Unless you mean the orchestrion. She couldn't have been more than, what, 11, 12 when she cobbled that thing together? It surprised us all. Not least her dad. You should have seen how proud he was of the little scamp. What's that battered old box have to do with anything? I think Sid may have hidden something inside it. Wouldn't surprise me. Those two and their bloody treasure hunts. Half the things in the hideaway were hidden one time or another.
Let me tell you,
All right.
them rumours wet legs were spreading. Might be they weren't just... You see, there were a time when some women lust after blood, others after flesh. To satisfy that lust, I sold to opposing arm. But then one day, said he'd give me access to a realm-wide community, a like-minded...
Was that the first time you met Sid?
He was true to his word, so I ended up being true to mine. And I soon started making them, and all without aiding or abetting any outlaws. Except Sid himself, that is. Told me about his plan to topple the Mother Crypt. Said that with them gone, the realm would want for all manner of... Why, I reckon an enterprise. And that's when he had me. I emptied my stores that day and moved into the hideaway proper. And the rest, as they say, is ancient bloody history. A dozen years on, And I'm still not the richest dam. Not for lack of trying, mind. But I can say that I have never been happier. You've all shown me there are some things more precious than Gil.
That there are.
So don't you go messing it. Aye, it's a dangerous world out there. It'd better all be here. You're rubbing me blind, you know. You'll not find a better price than that.
Trouble with your gear, or... So, what'll it be? Should last you a good while. You can thank me later. That it? Fine.
I didn't break it. Well, I didn't break it.
What didn't you break?
Nothing. We didn't break nothing. We definitely didn't break the orchestrion.
What's wrong with it?
It's broken. Except when it isn't. See?
And you had nothing to do with this?
Nope, nothing. We just wanted to listen to all the songs at once. So we pressed all the buttons. Like this. See?
All too well. All right, out of the way. There's something caught on one of the gears.
Did you break it? Can you fix it?
No, I mean, yeah, yes. There. How about now?
You fixed it! Sid fixed it! He more than fixed it! Yeah, new music!
Huh. Never heard this one before.
They started playing when I removed this. Whatever it is.
Well, don't look at me. I can tell you it's important, though. Sid showed it to me once and said as much. Said it was the stuff dreams were made of. Let's just hope it's the stuff ships are made of as well.
Indeed. Let's see if we can make some dreams come true.
Just the two I was looking for.
Aye. Who's a patient?
Actually, yes. The Crown Prince just left.
Dion left.
Unless you've another word for stood up and walked off. Yes, left. He did have the decency to leave a message with Obelisk before commandeering one of his dinghies. Should we go after him?
No. We're not the Prince's keepers. He's free to do as...
I'd rather he did so in bed. His wounds are nowhere near healed.
Though I may be sometime.
Then at least try to stay safe.
And if that fails, try to stay alive.
Every moment I waste here, the further the flagship sails. I have to... get back.
All right, Clive. Blackthorn told me you helped him out again. Tough for that. Speaking of which, I'm actually a bit,
Worried about him. And you want my advice.
afraid so. It's a bit of a funny one, this, but I saved this posh knob while I was out on a mission, and he gave me this flashy ring to say thank you. So, obviously, I show it to Blackthorn, thinking he'll be impressed, only for him to go white as a shit. Try as I might, I can't for the life of me work out what could have got him. And seeing as how Blackthorn opens up when you're a rat.
I'd speak to him again. Well,
Cheers, Clive.
I'll be sure to pay him a visit as soon.
All right, I'll meet you.
She can't. Glory to Griga. There you...
What's happened?
Tyre's busy working herself into an early grave. I've tried offering to see to him in her stead, but she won't hear it. Clive, she hasn't left the infirmary in days. Will you talk to her? Order her to her chambers if that's what it takes. Because...
I know better than to order Tyre to do anything.
Thank you.
Well, Tyre, Rodriguez worried about you. We all admire your dedication, but...
I will, when it's time. Until then, I'm staying. We owe him that much.
Who is he?
Someone from my past. Someone who... It won't be much longer. The crystal's curse has almost finished its work. If I had the tears, I could ease his passing. But without them, we've nothing that will...
How would tears help?
Not my tears. Tears of mercy.
You wouldn't. There must be something we can...
Sometimes an easy death is the greatest kind. You do well to remember...
We have all the ingredients we need for Alicia Balwam. I can make the draft if you could...
Just tell me what you need.
There is a species of venom-weeping spider that lives in the forests. Bring me one of their eyes. Preserve it as best you can, but avoid... I'll make sure the other ingredients are ready.
Thank you, Clive.
Paul said it was an army of Akashi. What will happen?
Bloody hell, Clive. Not this again. Oh, ain't you got better things to do with your time?
That remains to be seen. August tells me he showed you a ring, and that the sight of it clearly upset you. Would you mind telling us why?
Come on, mate. Bottling it up ain't gonna help no one. If it weren't the ring, and it was something...
It was the ring. It brought back some unhappy memories, that's all.
Memories of what?
There are things we'd all rather leave behind, Blackthorn.
And sometimes it doesn't. Is that so odd?
Don't be like that.
Fine, if it'll get you off my back. That ring you flashed was the work of Zoltar. We apprenticed together back in the day.
You've never mentioned him before.
Well, the ring brought it all back. I could tell it was one of his fastest improved, though. More than I thought possible. I think...
So it was a nice ring. Worth a few gil, maybe.
It matters, because engraving metal's a nightmare, and I've got no bloody idea how he managed it. The fact is, I couldn't make anything even up.
So what? You're an armorer, not a jeweler.
I'm the Hideaway's master craftsman. I'm not stealing a living at some backwater village forge. My armor keeps you lot safe, and my swords keep you dead. As far as I'm concerned, every swing of my hammer's another blow struck in the name of our cause. Because the curse breakers deserve better than second, and I refuse to be shown up by the likes of...
Very well. Why don't we go and pay him a visit?
I doubt he'd be too happy to see me.
Then just this once. Swallow your pride. Keeping the curse breakers on. Provided you can do that, you'll hear no complaints from me.
What'd you say, Blackthorn? And it's not like you'll be going to...
All right.
Magic. So, where do you reckon I'll...
In Dravost, my old village. He won't have left.
Dravost, eh? That rings up just north of the fields of Carava. Got that, Clive? Meet us at Dravost, and I'll make sure Blackthorn don't get cold feet.
Good luck with that.
He's a surly soaker.
Sid, do you recall the flowers I had you bring back to the yard?
Vaguely. Is something wrong?
I'm afraid so. I was able to get most of the Morganbeards to take root, but they rarely flower. I fear the soil here does not agree with them. However, I believe I have a solution.
I can't wait to hear it.
I'm going to marry the Morganbeards with Morbles. I know, but hear me out. Morbles are possessed of a highly choleric temperament. The fire which drives them appears to be maintained by an abundance of nutrient-rich ether drawn from their environs. I believe that by grafting a Morble vine to a Morganbeard, the appendage's wealth of vigor-inducing nutrients might well stimulate the flower to bloom. The endeavor, I assure you, is scientifically sound. I simply need a vine to prove the theory. That is correct. A single vine. As for the Morble, I fear ordinary, why, a note.
How timely.
Well, I shan't keep you.
If it's knowledge you seek.
checked out already?
No. This charmer ain't letting anyone through.
Why are the gates closed?
Chief's orders. No one's allowed in without his say-so. Not that I'd have let you in anyway. You look like trouble. I suggest you go home.
That's what I'm trying to do, you little prick. Ain't changed a bit, have you, Snotty?
No. It isn't. Blackthorn.
Long time no see.
What the hell are you doing?
Well, it was meant to be a surprise, but since you asked, I'm here to see Zoltan, you fucking numbskull. Now let us through.
All right. Just...
Yeah, I promise I won't throw the first punch. That good enough for you?
Go on then.
Match it.
So this is Drav. Not much going on, is there?
It's a smithing town. When I was a lad, you'd have to shout to be heard over this. Clive, you're good with people. You speak to Zolt.
Hey, you ain't backing out now.
There's a river of bad blood between me and the chief. But if someone can build me a...
All right.
I appreciate it'll be near the forge on the hill. It was our master's.
Forge on the hill.
Good luck.
But if we can't fire the forges, how are we going to earn our keep?
Mama,
Hotter! Hotter, damn it! Those miserable flames wouldn't melt butter, let alone iron.
Pardon the intrusion. I'm looking for the chief.
That'd be me.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
I'll bet it is. Keep the gates closed, I tell him. Well done, Snotty. You're not welcome here. Get out. Before things turn nasty.
Blackthorn's here.
What did you say?
He's traveled a long way to see you. He's waiting.
Then I suggest you take him with you.
Didn't you apprentice together?
So what if we did?
Fuck! We're getting nowhere. These bearers' flames are next to bloody...
We're never going to be able to fire up the forges unless we can find some new crystals.
I'm a busy man, as you can see, so do me a favor and Oh. And if you're struggling to find your way out, that prick knows exactly where he's not wanted here.
All right.
Let me guess. Zoltan's up.
As a personal favor to...
Well, at least he didn't...
There'll be no talking him round.
Which is what exactly? If we're to help, what turned the village against you?
I left. Dravozd. Zoltan. There are two kinds of smiths in my kind, who are in it for the luck, who labour on a single piece from dawn to dusk to get it just right. And the other kind, who are in it for different reasons. People like Zoltan, whose work is quick, and the kind of smiths who shit out a few hundred blades, reap the profit, and divvy it out among themselves. There wasn't a single day we weren't at each other's throats. And bit by bit, people would have torn Dravozd in half had it gone on. So...
You didn't have to do that.
Zoltan's a better chief than I would have been. His way of doing things kept food on people until the crystals run out at any rate.
It depends on how you look at it. There's got to be other ways of making fire. We manage it in the dead.
Thanks to Sid's ingenuity, yeah. He saw all of this coming. Knew crystals were the problem, not the solution. And spent years...
You know what I mean, though, right? Where there's a will, there's a way. What I'm trying to say is that it's not your fault.
It doesn't matter whose fault it is. I don't want to be the greatest smith alive just because I happen to be the lot. Clive, Dravosh won't last long without its furnace, so... Do you think it's time we... the way I see it?
Hold on, Blackthorn. Sid made those things for us. They give us an edge over the rest, and you'd be throwing it away.
All right. This place was your home. Sid's creations were never meant to be hoarded. It was only let this be another step on the road to freeing Dravosh will show the world that it's possible. Wouldn't you agree, Org?
When you put it out, of course. It's like hearing...
Thank you, Clive.
Shall I go and fetch the plans?
I know I'm off by heart. I'll be needing some help, though. Building a furnace isn't exactly a one-man job. Do us a favour and round up anyone strong enough to lug a brick or two, would you, August?
All right.
And I've got a job for you too, Clive. Finding me some I need leather for the bellows and nothing else will withstand the heat. Luckily for us, salamanders...
Time for a spot of hunting.
Ready, go? Yeah!
Let's make this quick, shall we?
This one.
I dare say no.
What's this all about, then?
Don't know.
Any trouble finding...
Nothing I couldn't have.
There should be plenty. Right then. Time to everyone pulls their weight. We'll be finished.
Well, I'll be damned. I honestly didn't think it'd work. But it's hot enough, all right. And without a sink...
You know what this means, don't you?
I...
Sorry about earlier. That thing you built us is... You saved our village.
It's Blackthorn you should be thanking. He oversaw the construction. What is it?
Pet coal cinders. After he left, I spent years trying to eke the most out of our forges. That there was my answer. Chuck it in the fire, and your forge will burn hotter for longer. Which will do our secret for yours. Only... I've always envied Blackthorn. Since the day I became chief, I spent every spare no amount of sleepless nights at the anvil will ever bridge that gap, though. But he took all his talent and left. Is it any wonder I hate his guts?
The cinders would mean more coming from you.
I need to forgive him first.
Well, you know what they say. Oriflamme went, these things take time. Especially when they involve two geezers who hold grudges. But what matters is, Blackthorn's got that twinkle back in it. I reckon he's going to be at it a while yet, though, so why don't you head off without us? I'll see.
See that you both do.
All right.
Straight home now. Rodriguez could have mentioned his spiders would be the size of curls.
This one. Go for it. Attack. Farewell. Now, Torgal. All yours, Torgal. Stay down. Over here.
Gentlemen.
Yeah, well, the whole village turned out for a go on the bellows after you left. Everyone except Zoltan has.
Oh, but that reminds me.
Pico Cinder, how'd you come by this? And you're sure he wanted me to...
I'm sure. He didn't say so, but I think he wants to forgive you.
Huh. Imagine that. Yeah. You know I could never leave this place. Every time you put on mail, you and the Curse Breakers are trust. There's no greater honor for us. I'm not about to go crawling back to Zoltan for forgiveness, but I will make good use of his cinder. And if that helps save even a single life, what was it you said he called me? Huh? A genius? Sounds like I better get to work. I've got a rep.
It's good to see you back on form, Blackfoot.
I don't know how you pair put up with me, but I'm grateful. Now, where was I?
Ain't got the art to tell him how similar they are. Stubborn.
A little healthy competition.
You're not wrong. It's a shame him and Zoltan couldn't let bygones... No use grumbling about it now. Blackthorn's happy. Or isn't.
What do I owe the honor? Not saying Fornian, do you? That it? Fine.
He's a surly soaker.
Sid,
Here.
What an amazing specimen. The flesh positively When I successfully graft this to... It's just as I witness how the Morganbeards have taken to the blighted soil. How they... Why, I dare say such a vine...
I'm glad I could be of assistance.
You've not only helped us, Sid. Do you recall the extract with which I provide? I took a moment to distill some more, but this time with the petals from the invigorated... You must accept this vial as thanks for your assistance.
Sid, heard you were in Canberra fetching young Ned.
Miss Shirley, how can we learn?
If Amber and the Lazarus are gone.
Thank goodness you're back.
Is this what you needed?
Yes, I'm loath to give a patient Elysia, but a single dose dulls even the most. It may be a gentle way to die, but I wish there was another way.
How are you feeling?
Light, mid-here.
Good. Just...
Thank you, Daya. I'm...
He's gone. Thank you, Roger. And you, Clive?
I'll see that he...
The man you helped today was my ment back in the Southern Isles. On the front lines of some meaningless war. I was still a child when they shipped me to their triage tents. But in such blighted lands, I was next to useless. Until he taught me the
An art we would be lost without.
tears of mercy were his gift to the bearers of the world. A respite.
And a kindness Sid would have approved.
You know as well as I what life is like for a bearer soldier. Marched from one battle to the next, never knowing which might be your last. A commander may care nothing for the bearer spent in his service. But my mentor's gift gave the dying one fleeting moment of tranquility before the end. I've no tears left, Clive. I've seen too many of my friends taken. Something needs to change, and we need to be the ones to change it.
And we will.
I hope so.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Is everything we've received and everything promised? All yours. Best of luck out there, Sid.